Okay, gents, is now focused on the Premier League title battle. Who will win the trophy? Man City or Liverpool? Got 2 games to go. Obviously, City have a 3-point lead. Much better goal difference to Liverpool. Nick, do we think they're over the line now? Because some of the response after the Champions League exit to Real Madrid has been really good, hasn't it? The win against Newcastle, the hammering of Wolves as well. I think it's 22 goals and 2 scored and 2 conceded in the last 5 games, which have all been wins. I mean, they are just powering towards the title. Can you see any reason why Man City aren't going to get over the line and win these final 2 games?
No, and I think both teams are going to win out. I just think it's been a test of leadership and mentality for the last few months. We've just seen that both of these teams are so well equipped and confident and assured of themselves. I think that's the big thing. They're assured of the system, assured of their talent. They're being built up positively by their coaches. We haven't heard for so long with either of these managers. We haven't heard of man, this guy really wishes he was playing more, even though we know that there are guys there wishing they were playing more. And so when I look at both of these teams, are either of them in a position where I think they're going to falter? And when I look at Man City, it's just no with this focus, without any other obstacles to look at. I think this is a team with an awful lot of pride in their system. It's a coach with an awful lot of pride who will know how to line himself up. He's been through this before. As we know, Pep Guardiola has not won a Champions League in some time, which means every year since then, he's had to deal with a letdown and how to learn from that. And it sounds like I'm, giving a backhanded compliment, but the fact of the matter is, if anybody's going to deal with this, it's him.
It is. I'm going to be at the game. They play at West Ham on Sunday at the London Stadium. And they play first, obviously, ahead of Liverpool. So they could go 6 points clear with a win. And then, like you said, Liverpool have to win out and hope they slip up on the final day against Aston Villa. Steven Gerrard's Aston Villa, by the way. Just going to shut that out there.
Interesting phrase there, Joe.
Yes, exactly. I feel like he will want to do his old team a favour. But when it comes to Man City, the only issue I see is the fact that John Stones is out, Ruben Diaz is out, Kyle Walker are out for the season. And then Aymeric Laporte and Fernandinho both hobbled off and are battling to be fit for this game at West Ham. So we could see a scenario where Nathan Ake and Rodri are playing centre-back against West Ham. And if you've got Mikel Antonio and Jarrod Bowen running at you in a fired-up last home game of the season for West Ham, they need to win to try and secure 6th spot and another Europa League campaign. This is going to be tough. It's not easy, I think, especially with those injuries. And then against Villa on the final day, who is just as well as West Ham, we've seen that they are capable of causing upsets and causing problems. And they played really well against Liverpool last time out. So, Andy, I'm kind of just building a bit of a case here for Man City to slip up. Can you understand why, even though they've been imperious in attack, Kevin De Bruyne has been superb, scoring goals galore and driving them towards the title? There is just something in the back of my mind with these defensive performances, and now the fact that they've lost a lot of their defenders, where I'm not quite ready to put those blue ribbons on the Premier League trophy just yet.
Yeah, this might be the opportunity for Pep to do what he's always wanted to do. Try to go for 100% of possession in a game. If you don't give the ball away ever, then you can't concede a goal.
I thought you were going to say play Phil Foden at centre-back then.
He has kind of hinted at that. I don't think we'll see that, but I think the fact that Rodri can drop in there, Fernandinho, obviously, who we've seen a number of times over the years, whether Laporte is going to be available, and I would guess that he probably tries to give it a go, and maybe that turns out disastrously. I think that would probably be the worst case scenario, is if they try to kind of force him out there and he has to come off after 10 minutes or so, and it's clear that it's just not going to work. But I look at the form of Kevin De Bruyne, the 4 goals that he scored against Wolves. It seemed like every touch was just masterful and just absolutely perfect. I don't know. We've been trying to figure out for years, well, how do you stop this guy? How do you stop what they have there in midfield, especially? And there are so many different ways that you can kind of protect the back line. You can stack another defensive midfielder in there. You can put a couple of wide midfielders out there to protect your fullbacks. They can tuck in just a little bit. We know João Cancelo is really, really multifaceted and talented in a number of different positions. So I think that there's enough there's enough talent, there's enough smarts, there's enough understanding and how to play with one another. There's so many partnerships in the way that Pep's teams have always played, because the defensive midfielders and the center backs obviously have relationships, the defensive midfielders and the fullbacks, the attacking midfield. It's really, really tightly wound dominoes. It almost feels like that everybody is so fluid, such well-rounded quality players that I think they find a way, especially against West Ham, and then on the final day against Aston Villa. I think they find a way through both games.
Yeah, it's hard to argue with that. I think we all kind of see now that it's not a procession, but it's nearly getting to that case, given how good they've been over the last 4 or 5 games, just to sort of close it out. And if they do win the title, it'll be a 4th title in the last 5 seasons for Man City. So that's a dynasty right there. Nick, though, focus on Liverpool. Their last couple of games are away at Southampton and home against Wolves on the final day. Do you think they're going to win both of those games to make sure that City have to get the job done? You mentioned it earlier. You think they're going to win out, right?
I do. The only challenge, of course, comes from playing an FA Cup final and what that could kind of affect them. They've just proven time and time again that they're too good. The question is, they seem to give up 3 chances a game, and they're all huge chances. The half chances, it's not one of those things where Liverpool lose and you say to yourself, wow, I can't believe he bent the ball in from that angle. No, it's a gaping open net for a team that good. And it seems like, I think I tweeted this the other day, when Liverpool's backs switch off, it's not just one back, it's all 4 at the same time. So that's really the only thing, is if one of these teams takes all of their chances, because we know they're going to get them. And that is the fatal flaw for Liverpool. And honestly, we'll talk about this soon, what I worry about when they play Real Madrid and Chelsea in these 2 finals.
Yeah, I mean, some of the stats are incredible about Alisson's sort of save percentage from one-on-one situations. He's above and beyond just the main reason why I think they play that high line with Matip or Konate and Van Dijk stepping all the way up and allowing the midfield and attack to put so much pressure on teams and just suffocating them. But you're right, if a team can get, like Villa did recently, and just like most teams do, if they go more direct and just catch them in behind with one long ball, that could happen. That could happen in these games at the final end of the season, not just the finals, but also these final 2 Premier League games. But again, we just love, I think I speak for all of us, watching these 2 teams, Liverpool, Man City, in full flow throughout the season. Honestly, if they could share the title, I think that would be a very honest way to do it. And I feel like both teams deserve to win the title this season, given how good they've been. And in previous years, that's been the case as well. But we all know sports doesn't work like that. Apart from in the old days, I think when they used to share the Community Shield sometimes if it was a draw. But yeah, I just cannot see Man City slipping up either. So I'm going to start with this. I think Man City have won the title. Do we all agree with that now? Do we see any big slip ups, Nick or Andy, or is it too early? Is it too early to say that the title is going to Man City?
That's the Premier League. It's so hard for me to say that. And that's the thing. I don't expect them to lose. I would, but I just can't say it's sealed. I thought it was sealed in December.
Yeah. We all did, right, Andy?
Yeah, well, City had their little wobble and they dropped a few points and they let Liverpool back in. But I think in hindsight now, obviously, we have the benefit of that. Looking back, how quickly they came out of that and how sharply they came out of that as well. It wasn't just back to winning 1-0. They immediately got back to just giving teams no chance whatsoever from the opening whistle. I think that was probably our sign that they understood the pressure that was mounting on them and that they had created for themselves, and the way they came out of that, regardless of what was going to happen in the Champions League, regardless of what happened in the FA Cup semifinal between these 2 teams, that was maybe objective 1B for the season, with the Champions League being 1A. But as soon as they went out of that, they've been ruthless all season. The talent that they have, that's just going to come naturally. But it seemed like Kevin De Bruyne was playing angry. He was angry the last couple of games, and there's a number of players in that side that have played that way. And I think when you give players of that quality that have done what a number of those individuals have done, you give them that extra motivation. You give them that fire in the belly that they maybe need to be reignited a little 2/3 of the way or three-quarters of the way through the season. You give them that, and all bets are off.
Yeah, it's kind of like extra urgency, right? It's okay, we've had a great season. We were talking about the quadruple or the treble for a long time, but we cannot end this season without winning a trophy. So let's get the job done here. Let's sprint over the line.
Wow.
So,
How incredible would that be if this, arguably one of the best teams we've ever seen, win a season without a trophy? That would feel very unfair.
Hi there, I'm Rebecca Lowe, studio host for NBC's coverage of the Premier League. Don't forget to hit subscribe to watch highlights all season long, and be sure to tune in for Premier League mornings every weekend at 7 a.m. Eastern. And for even more content, head over to Peacock, where we've got live games, original series, and a dedicated round-the-clock Premier League channel featuring studio shows, classic matches, and much more.